Revealed, Israeli spies reportedly targeted Trump's top officials amid the Iran war. Trump's inner circle comes under scrutiny as a close ally faces fresh eavesdropping claims. The Bieber-Trump friendship enters choppy waters as a new spying storm erupts. Questions grow over whether the U.S. will distance itself from Israel as Witkoff and senior Pentagon officials were reportedly targeted. The Pentagon has reportedly grown increasingly concerned about Israeli espionage efforts inside the United States. Israel is said to have gathered intelligence on senior figures in the Trump administration. The targeted officials were reportedly directly involved in shaping U.S. policy on Iran. According to reports, Israel allegedly targeted Steve Witkoff and senior Pentagon officials. Top Pentagon officials Elbridge, Colby, and DiMino were among those reportedly targeted. Israel reportedly sought to learn Washington's position in negotiations with Tehran. I-24 news citing New York Times reported, and I quote, "Some officials may have been especially exposed because they used private planes, discussed sensitive business on personal phones, and at times declined embassy support abroad." Unquote. The new disclosure follows an earlier NBC report on alleged Israeli espionage efforts in the United States. Notably, Israel's embassy in Washington denied spying, while the White House rejected the earlier report. U.S. Israel tensions deepened after NBC reported new Pentagon concerns regarding alleged Israeli intelligence activities. NBC cited current and former U.S. officials who said those concerns emerged within the U.S. government in recent weeks. The report said the Defense Intelligence Agency raised Israel's threat level assessment to critical in an internal review. Officials told NBC the assessment reflected concerns over what they described as aggressive Israeli intelligence activity. The concerns reportedly centered on efforts to learn more about President Trump's plans and strategy for the Middle East. NBC said U.S. officials believed Israel was seeking greater insight into internal policy discussions and deliberations. The internal assessment was said to include concerns about both human intelligence and technical espionage risks. Israel's embassy in Washington rejected the claims and described the allegations as completely false. Israeli embassy spokesperson said, and I quote, "Israel does not gather intelligence on American entities, let alone U.S. government officials. Israel intelligence collection efforts aimed at its enemies, not its allies. Any claims to the contrary are either misinformed or politically motivated." Unquote. The White House also pushed back against the report, saying it was based on information it considered inaccurate. The Pentagon declined to comment publicly, while the Office of the Director of National Intelligence did not address the report. NBC said U.S. officials viewed the alleged activity as extending beyond what is typically expected between allied nations. The report surfaced as Trump and Netanyahu remained at odds over how to handle the future of the Iran conflict. Trump has continued to pursue diplomatic engagement with Tehran, while Israel has favored a more hardline approach. The report followed a recent heated phone call between Trump and Netanyahu regarding Israeli strikes in Lebanon. NBC had previously reported that Trump expressed frustration with Israel's military actions during recent discussions. Trump later confirmed that he had referred to Netanyahu as crazy during the sharp exchange. A rare public disagreement has exposed growing tensions between two of the closest allies in the Middle East. Trump acknowledged using the controversial remark during a heated conversation with the Israeli leader. The U.S. president indicated that Israel's ongoing campaign in Lebanon had become a major source of frustration. The remarks were made publicly during a podcast interview, turning a private dispute into an international headline. Donald Trump said, and I quote, "I was a little bit perturbed at his constantly fighting with Lebanon. At some point I said, we got to stop this. We got to stop it. Unquote. Reports suggest Trump personally pushed for restraint, warning against actions that could further inflame the region. Even after the sharp exchange, Trump emphasized that his relationship with Netanyahu remains strong and intact. With Israel and Hezbollah continuing to trade blows across the border, U.S. President Donald Trump is reportedly fuming behind the scenes. Donald Trump and his ally Benjamin Netanyahu reportedly held a heated conversation on June 1st as tensions escalated. The call allegedly deteriorated to the point where Trump called Netanyahu crazy, according to an Axios report. The expletive-filled outburst reportedly reflected Trump's growing frustration with Israel's actions in the region. Iran had allegedly threatened to walk away from negotiations with Washington, citing Israel's strikes in Lebanon. Trump also reportedly accused Netanyahu of showing ingratitude and demanded an immediate halt to Israeli airstrikes. The U.S. president allegedly warned Netanyahu that threats to bomb Beirut could leave Israel increasingly isolated worldwide. Trump reportedly reminded the Israeli premier that he had stood by him during his corruption trial troubles. Trump said, and I quote, "What are you doing? You're crazy. You'd be in prison if it weren't for me. I'm saving you. Everybody hates you now. Everybody hates Israel because of this." Trump also allegedly argued that Israel was responding to Hezbollah attacks in a disproportionate manner.
$25 करोड़ गरीब गरीबी को परास्त करके बाहर निकले।
For the good of our nation, let's work together and let's truly make America great again.
The fastest news breaks.
Requested PM saying that we will have to speak to Putin and to Zelensky.
The biggest news makers.
The relationship with India is probably the most important bilateral relationship the U.S. will have for the rest of this century.
The capital delivered quite an election result today.
Expert analysis.
The million-dollar question today is how to stop this dance of death.
Ground reports.
I'm standing at the crossroad of the Kumbh Mela. Behind me are more than 100 entry ghats.
Long-form interviews.
Exclusionary politics is reflected in Manipur case as well. You don't bother because this is a small state.
Deep dive into burning issues.
It's often said DRC could be the richest country in the whole world. It's because of what sits underneath.
Why exactly did the US topple the Sheikh Hasina government?
HD videos. We don't just break news, we break it down.